Hey everybody, Ralph Havens here, autoimmuneanswers.com. Everybody, Ralph Havens here, autoimmuneanswers.com. And today's session, in fact, welcome to your Friday session. Today's session, I was thinking about something. It's something that it's hard to even imagine now. It feels like it's like just a different, like some story or something that happened to somebody else. But years ago, as a lot of you know, I had some severe anxiety, and it showed up in a very disturbing way that just terrified me and very shameful feeling and wanting to go into hiding. I had a terrible sweaty hand thing. I mean, and a sweaty body thing, and I would just like sweat like crazy, and people could see it. And most people just kind of didn't say anything. They were nice, but I knew it and they knew it, and it was awful. And I do remember, I don't know if it was like a prayer or a plea or just like, I was like, God, if this one thing can go away, if this could go away, I don't care about anything else. I don't care about money. I don't care about girlfriends. I don't care about anything. Just if this one thing could go away. And I didn't know if it was possible, and I didn't even care if the anxiety went away or not. I just didn't want to sweat so that other people wouldn't know. And what I was looking for was, I didn't want to be like this 80-year-old guy walking around still having this issue. I remember actually thinking that an 80-year-old guy should have figured this kind of stuff out. And so this was back when I was in my 20s and 30s. And that was the only thing I really wanted. Now, what I started finding was back in February of 2000, I took my first integrative manual therapy class from Sharon G. Mateo, her husband, Tom, and their daughter, Ayelet. And all three physical therapists. Tom was also a chiropractor. And what hooked me on that was we would test things. I had my therapist, Beth, as my partner, and my other therapist was in the class, and there was a group of about maybe like 30 or 40 people, and it was men's and women's health issues. So it was the pelvis class, and I was still a runner, and I was already taking a lot of Upledger classes, which is a bunch of classes to do very gentle and specific cranial sacral work and visceral work, and that's organ work, like your organs of your body, your heart, your liver and stuff. And so I thought I was doing pretty good with the actual therapy stuff. And I was like toughing it out, hiding my sweaty hand thing and just trying to build a practice. I had a few therapists working for me, and we were going along, and I was hiding this sweating anxiety thing. And so there I was with my therapist. I loved this therapist because, well, for many reasons, but she, I think she had her own anxiety things that showed up in different ways, but we were good partners. We were gentle with each other, and we didn't judge each other, and it was really good. And so when I took the first class, my running got way better. I was like, wow, this week feels really good. And I took my other class. I went back to an Upledger class. I remember flew to New Mexico and took a class in the stuff that I've been studying for many years. And then all that really good feeling went away. And I'm like, oh man, that one class was so good. And so I started bringing Sharon and her team into my office a few times a year, 5 times a year or so. And I started taking all these classes, and that started me on that journey of 110 classes in 10 years. And what hooked me was every time I did a class, we would test things like range of motion and how you felt. And then I would also feel how I felt running. And I was significantly better every time I took the class. What was cool was I would get home after 2, 3, 4-day classes and back to work. And I looked younger, and I felt younger, and I felt more relaxed, and I was actually calmer. And something in me knew that this was going to be the answer, that I would get to this point. Now, so I started taking these classes. Every month I would take 1 or 2 a year somewhere in the United States or Canada. The tough part was there was always labs in class. So you would get the learning, and then you'd have to pick a partner and work on each other. And so the tough part was I knew there'd be a time when I'd have to like put my hands on somebody that was a highly skilled therapist, and they could notice that I had this sweating problem. And so, so I had a lot of workarounds around that. I ended up having this one guy that took all the classes, my friend Joe. And so I would look for Joe, and Joe was another guy, gentle guy, didn't judge me. And we'd work together. We had a great time. And then I would come home and I'd be more relaxed, and my body was healing on all sorts of levels. So, so long story short, over the course of 2 or 3 years, my sweating started going away, and my anxiety went way, way down. And at first I wouldn't say anything because I was like, I didn't want to like, oh, it's going away. And then after it was gone for a year and 2 years and 3 years, I still didn't say anything because I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to even consider that I used to have that problem. I didn't want to tell somebody this thing that felt so shameful before. But a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I decided to start to come clean with it and tell people, because there's a lot of people that have this problem. And so, you know, through all that, I got the anxiety thing solved and the sweaty thing solved. But what was cool was, of course, after that, you get your next thing you want. And I remember talking to my friend Sheila one time in Colorado, I think, taking a class. And I said, the only thing I want is a girlfriend. I want a family. I want to like, that's the only thing. And so that was the next thing. So it was something that I think the sweaty hand anxiety thing was limiting me before, you know? So, so anyway, I wanted to give you that information, because if you're dealing with something like that, you know, severe anxiety, and even if you had it for 30 plus years, like I did, there's a way out. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff. One of the things that you could do, you could try today if you want. There's much more stuff than this, but this is a really cool way to drain a lot of the fear, the terror, that sort of thing, is to put one hand on the bridge of your nose and the other hand on your low back, just like on your low back, like that. Just palm away from your skin so it's easy on your arm. And you stay there for 20 minutes without letting go. And it drains a lot of the fight or flight energy. So, you know, 20 minutes a day, you could do it a few times a day if you want. And you don't want to let go you don't want to like let go and answer the phone and then come back. You would have blown it. You want to like stay connected 20 minutes, and it's like acupuncture, except with just touching with your hands, and it drains rage. And so, so give that a try if you want. I'll be sharing a lot more stuff. If you want more information and you want to be updated when I release more and more of this stuff, you can go to autoimmuneanswers.com, and leave me your email, and I'll put you on that list. All right, everybody. I hope you're having a great Friday. And this is Ralph Havens. Let's get out there and live. Let's really live. Bye now.